Hi, I'm Brenda Nance with the Linehaul Summit, and today I'm talking with John Haldi. John is one of our four hosts for the summit, and thank you so much for taking a little time out of your day to talk to me about it.
Well, I'm delighted to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself, John.
My name is John Haldi, and I have a company called HaldiTech, and we are focused entirely on software solutions for FedEx line haul contractors. Um, we got our start about 2 years ago, but I actually got my start in the FedEx line haul space about 7 years ago when a very good friend of mine bought an existing line haul operation. And he called me a day or two into the business and said, I love the business, but we're in the Stone Ages technology wise. And I just did my first payroll and it took me 2 days. And I can't believe I got to do this every week. It's going to kill me. Please help. And so my background is in software. And so I started helping him out. And over the next few years, we built a whole bunch of things to help his business. And he grew from 20 to 50 trucks during that time. And one day he was at a meeting with a bunch of other contractors and was doing some of his work on his laptop during the break. And one of the other contractors looked over his shoulder and said, "What's that?" And he said, "Oh, it's the software we built. What are you using?" And they said, "We're not using anything. We need help." And my friend connected me with them, and it kind of snowballed from there. I decided to start a company and give it a shot and serve the community by trying to add value for everyone. So it's been really, really great because there is a real need out there. Our software focuses on helping contractors make more money, save more of the money they make, and do it all in less time than it took them before. And there seems to be a need for that. So it's wonderful working with contractors. They're all entrepreneurial and super hardworking, and I couldn't be happier with it, although I now know what peak season means because we're in a permanent peak season on our end.
Well, that's awesome. That's a great start to your business. And I know that you are working with three other contractors to put this summit together. How did you four get together and even come up with the idea, let alone plan it?
So there's a definite need for contractors to talk to each other, to learn from each other, to share information. And there's not really a forum for doing that. There's a big trade show every year put together by Route Consultant, which is a wonderful show. But because of the nature of the marketplace between P&D and line haul, the Route Consultant show is really focused on P&D. I mean, that's the main thing. And if you're a line haul person and you go to that, you kind of get pushed to the edges and you end up in the breaks talking to other folks and trying to find the line haul folks, but you get lost in the noise. And I've been to that conference a couple times. It's wonderful, but it's not line haul. And so I was talking to Alex and Tim and Flint, and Alex and Tim are both contractors. I'm a vendor, and Flint's a vendor, a former contractor. And we were all saying the same thing, that there ought to be a trade show. And we said, why isn't someone doing it? And then we kind of looked at each other and we said, why aren't we doing it? So we passed the hat and put the seed money into this thing and started talking it up. And it's a little bit of a chicken and egg conundrum, right? Because will the vendors come? Well, only if the contractors come. And will the contractors come? Well, only if the vendors come. And you got to build so many things. And none of us had experience with trade shows, but we said Geronimo and jumped into it. And I'm super excited that this is actually happening. It's our first one, and we hope it's something we do every year, if not more often. The feedback has been phenomenal, that everybody is saying it's about time. So our instinct was right. And I think it's going to be a great show.
That's awesome. Why do you think that people should attend?
Well, there's a number of reasons, and in no particular order, because it's going to depend on everybody's perspective, and that's why it's a little tough to juggle what our priorities are. Number one, to meet each other and share your stories and share your knowledge. Number two, education. Learn from each other. So much of what everybody in the line haul space does, it's similar. And I have a special vantage point with what I do because I talk to contractors all the time. And there really are similarities between everyone's businesses. And yes, everyone has their own nuance to it, their own culture, their own style, their own specific processes. But at the end of the day, y'all are doing, all the contractors are doing the same thing. And it's silly for everyone to have to reinvent the wheel. So going to a conference like this and getting a chance to listen to other folks, and not necessarily experts, because the experts may be sitting in the audience and the folks up front may be not as expert as some of those folks, but to get a chance to hear the challenges other folks are going through, how they solve them, it really gives everyone a jump start on their business, because It's not a competitive advantage to figure out how to do a workers' comp program. It's not a competitive advantage to figure out how to acquire trucks. I mean, yes, you could do it better than the other person, but that's not going to mean that you're going to take away all their business. FedEx limits how big you can get anyway in any given area. So everyone really has an incentive to pull together. And then, selfishly, as a vendor, this is a great opportunity for vendors to get to know the contractors and for contractors to get to know the vendors up close and personal. I mean, I talk to contractors all the time. I do Zoom meetings, but I don't have a chance to actually shake their hands, spend some time talking to them in person. And even though we're going digital, it's not the same thing. It's really special to get to meet people in person. And so I think it's a huge learning opportunity. It's a networking opportunity, and it's a great chance to improve your business and make more money.
That's amazing. Yes, you're absolutely right. It's going to be great to connect in person. And what are you specifically looking forward to the most at the summit?
Well, I want to connect with our customers. I want to get a chance to see them in person because we aren't the type of company, we don't have the type of product where it makes sense for us to jump on a plane and go cross country to have a sales call because we keep our prices ultra low and we can't justify that kind of expense to meet everybody. So selfishly, I can't wait to see all of our customers in person. But also selfishly, I'm hoping it's a chance for all of the other contractors who don't have a clue who I am and what we do to have an easy, non-sales pressure type of thing, because that's not what we do. I'm not a salesperson. Chance to walk up to our booth or to grab me in a break and say, hey, I think I know what you do. What is it that you do? And could I take a look at it or hear more about it? So we're hoping it builds awareness for our own company.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about the summit. I'm really excited to meet you in person in July. So if you are watching this video, you can go to our website, linehaulsummit.com. You can hit register now and go ahead and secure your spot and meet John and I in person as well. But thank you again, John. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you in July.
Thanks, Brenna. Looking forward to seeing everyone. Bye-bye.